Hey guys, welcome back to the Record Room. I am, of course, your host, Tony Giles TG. I hope you are doing well out there. The nights are drawing in. We are heading towards the end of the year, and that means that we have just celebrated National Album Day, which, I've got to say, there was a bit of a new one on me. I sort of heard of it before, I'm sure I had, but wasn't really paying attention before now. But I was in my local record store this past weekend, and it was National Album Day. And I grabbed a copy of Iggy and The Stooges' Raw Power, which I'm going to unbox for you very shortly. This is orange and white swirled vinyl. Not sure how many units this is limited to. And, I've been meaning to pick up this album for a while. Was hoping to get an original or close to an original. But hey, if I can celebrate a national holiday for vinyl, I'm going to do that. And I'm actually going to read you a bit of blurb about National Album Day because I saw this and I was quite intrigued. So National Album Day celebrates the album as an art form, spotlighting the music, creativity and stories that shape our lives. This year's theme is rock, and on October the 18th, head to your local record store or online store for exclusive National Album Day releases and reissues, or simply play your favourite rock album and share the love with us on their socials. So they're saying to you, you don't have to go out and purchase these new reissues or new versions. Just celebrate the album as a whole. And that's something I personally love doing. I grew up as a kid that loved singles or, songs that I heard on the radio. It wasn't until I became an adult that I began to really appreciate the album as an art form. And I think this is a great choice, actually. There were a couple of oddballs in there. So this past Friday, there was the 10th anniversary of Ghost's Meliora album. And then a day later, they did a National Album Day version. So within the space of 2 days, they released two vinyl variants, which I think that's a little bit cheeky. But there was some other stuff. Iggy's The Idiot was there. I believe there was an Allman Brothers album. There's quite a few. And I believe this is taking place in record stores across the UK. So I'm not sure if it's just the UK that's celebrating. So if you're in the US or any of the other countries that watch the Record Room, have a look around online. But I picked up Raw Power because it's a great album. Very familiar with the album. I mean, Search and Destroy is just one of the most get hyped, fist pumping songs ever. Gimme Danger's great. Raw Power, the track itself. It's a great album. And I saw it and I thought, you know what? I am going to jump on board. As I said, I'm going to celebrate and I'm going to unbox it for you here. I will obviously leave a note in the comments down below and let you know about sound quality. I don't actually know anything about how these are mastered or anything like that. Doesn't have any kind of additional mastering credits per se on the jacket here. No, it just looks like this is the same jacket as the 2012 reissue. But that's okay. This is the remastered original 1973 David Bowie mix. So, cannot complain. The album was mixed by David Bowie and produced by Iggy Pop. So, it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I mean, this kind of music, I don't know that audio fidelity is really what they had in mind when they were recording this. Instantly marks off because it does not come in a polyline sleeve, which is strange. But orange and white swirled vinyl. Now, I'm looking at this under some very bright lights, and there ain't much of a swirl going on in there, my friends. There is not much at all. When you look up close, it's more of an orange marble vinyl than anything. But it looks nice. It looks nice. I'm not sure what this colour scheme has to do with Iggy and the Stooges, but we will find out. In fact, this is the same stamper, I can tell you now, as the Music on Vinyl reissue. So there you go. Problem solved on that. I know where this has come from, so it's a good chance it is a digital master. But I didn't have this in the collection. It's going to sound pretty good as far as I'm banking on. I will, of course, leave a comment down below, as I said, letting you know what the quality is like. But I mean, this cost, I think this was like £25, something like that. So it wasn't extortionate, wasn't overcharged like some record themes events like to do, naming no names. But what about you guys out there? Did you partake in National Album Day? If you did, let me know what you picked up. I would love to hear from you out there. Remember, you can always reach out to me in the comments. You can follow us on social media at Record Room Show. But that's it for now. As always, stay gold and spin those blackest circles.